Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. We are Liliia and Iaroslav. We are founders of Prism Method and we are excited about this video.
Today we're going to take a look at the preparation step, which is a very exciting subject. Everybody does it, everybody uses it for their routines, and there's not much technique about it actually. So we would like to reveal a few of our secrets, how we're doing the preparation step, why we're doing the preparation step. So before you continue watching this video, please hit the like button, make sure you're subscribed, and also check out our Prism Method membership where you get a lot of exclusive content on ballroom dance technique.
Let's start, and of course, first of all, I have to mention that preparation step is not in the technique book. So very often when we teach and we hear from other people, they would say, all right, so you have all this complicated technique, let's say for your natural turn, but what about the preparation step? And then often I heard the phrase like, oh, it's just a walk. Like, oh, okay, just a walk, so that means probably not much to do, but at the same time, I personally feel that walk is really important because if I screw it up, I don't have enough momentum and energy to go into natural turn or feather step or any step we have when we start our routine, right? So first thing that we would like to mention about the natural turn, if it's just a walk, how can we build up the momentum and what are the actions that we do need to use or maybe don't need to use here? Because very often we can screw up preparation step and we can do something extra that's supposed not to be there, and that will affect our next step, right?
So why do we have the preparation step in the first place? Iaroslav has started to talk about it to gain momentum and to have the wind up, to have the energy to produce the natural step, natural turn, natural figure. So in its classical look, the combination of preparation steps...
What about reverse turn and reverse figures?
That is where I'm headed. The classical preparation step will serve us to complete the preparation for the natural turn. If we were to start our routine with the reverse figure, we wouldn't have the preparation step. So let's show what the preparation step is.
Yeah.
And then we'll see how we can use it and how we apply the actions.
So here, the regular preparation step would be a step to the left, a step to the right, and a step forward. And from here, we normally, as Liliia have mentioned, we are doing a natural turning figure, which means we are turning to the right.
It is very common to sometimes for us witness this kind of preparation step done also before the reverse turns, which actually doesn't make much sense to tell you the truth. So I would highly recommend to avoid doing any of preparation step this way before your reverses. And that includes if you were to start with the chassis to the right, with the reverse step, reverse turn, double reverse spin turn, anything left turning does not need a preparation step. However, it could have a preparation action, which will be also your wind up, and we will be taking a look at it.
So we are starting with the perfect case scenario where we are doing some sort of a right turning figure in the beginning, and we do need preparation step. So what is important here to understand? Coming from this angle, we understand that the natural turning figure, the right turning figure, will be turning to the right. So that means that the end of these three steps for the preparation step, we have to have some form of a wind up to that. And wind up, of course, means that there is some turn to the left going on.
Opposite direction.
Yeah? So I would say the reason for me, so first I have a wind up from the right to the left here. And now that's the very tricky point. So I'm using the wind up from the left to the right again. Now, why am I saying the tricky point, right? The tricky point is that on the third step of preparation step, we don't need to turn. What we need to do is some sort of CBMP, basically, right? Where our right foot is moving towards the opposite side, when the foot of the moving leg, which in this case is the left foot, is moving towards the opposite side of the body. So an important point here would be, as we have our first wind up, going to our second wind up, try not to turn any further. Just take a step forward, which would be a CBMP, and after that CBMP, this is where we can increase our energy and roll through, basically to do the, in this case, natural turn. The mistake here, one of the mistakes here would be that we are doing the wind up number 1, we're doing the wind up number 2, and we keep on turning on this step. And then, of course, it can be pretty bad, believe me. we've seen a lot of variations here.
So if we were to
So
break
that would
it
be the
down
mistake, yeah.
into actions, what we will do from my perspective, right? We would do a little rotation to the right here. From my perspective is to the right. For Iaroslav as well, actually, right? Then as we would continue to the second step, we would have a reverse turn. So that is a rotation to the left. And then we'll postpone any kind of rotary action for the third step. We would hold it here, just stepping in CBMP. Therefore, later on, it will unwind us into a greater natural turn.
Yes.
Okay?
That is good for anything that turns to the right. So the other version can be, I don't know, let's say we're doing the curved feather in a foxtrot,
or even a feather step. We could also use it for the feather step.
Even we can use it for the feather step. We just have to remember that for the feather step, we don't have that much of a turn in general. I'm so sorry. So we have a wind up here. We have another wind up here. We are not turning on the third step. And now we're going to neutral and then carry on with our feather step. So here is the drill. One of the questions that we have been asked recently, and I hope that person watches this video, and in general, this is a question that exists in the mind of every dancer. Do we even need a preparation step like that? Which is a really good question, right? So from the past, from the dancers in the past, we know and we have seen lots of different, older videos where the steps, even the natural turns, were executed without this full preparation step sequence, right? However, we still need one step. If we build up our position on my right foot, on Lilia's left foot, we still need one step in order to gain the momentum. So in this version, it's going to look approximately like this. If I'm doing half of the natural turn and waltz, I build up my position here, I'm taking just one step, and I'm ready to go with the natural turn. So this is totally acceptable. I think this is something you have to discuss with your partner, between two partners, and you can go ahead and do it. However, we need to remember, to turn to the right, it's nice to have a wind up to the left before. So basically, for my position, I already build it up with a little bit of a wind up. So I'm not really staying fully sagittal to Liliia, right? As we're taking the position, we already have a little wind up with the body, as you can see. Now we're carrying on this wind up, and then later on, we are doing the turn and all the necessary actions we need to do in order to execute it. So you can start without all of these 3 steps preparation, just from from the standing position. You do have a step to gain the momentum, but also we need to understand that we start with a little wind up. I am actually a big fan of a start like that, and during our career, we started numerous times. I think like more than half of the times we would start actually just with one step.
Having said that, I think it is much more challenging to have only one preparation step versus 3 preparation steps. So it does require understanding of your body action because you don't have that much time. You have to prepare yourself much earlier. And we encourage you, of course, to try both of those and leave us a comment below. Which one are you using? Are you using the preparation step at all? Is it 3 steps? Is it 1 step? Do you start maybe with the reverse figure?
For the reverse figure,
yes,
right? We definitely have no reason to do the same preparation step to start with the reverse figure because, as Liliia has mentioned earlier, we don't have the same side to wind up to, right? So if you guys start with something like chasse to the right, or maybe you start with the follow a reverse slip pivot, you can have like a preparation action, right? So-called. So what would that mean? That would mean that I initiate the momentum in my upper body in order to create body flight and to go further into the step. And of course, that would mean some sort of a wind up to the right before commencing the turn to the left. So if I'm doing a chasse, right? We start here. I don't need all of those complicated steps. I can totally wind up only with my body in order to go through and to do a chasse here. Or if we do, let's say, something more difficult, like follow a reverse slip pivot, right? So the timing is everything. I'm ready to go on my one, preparation, and then going immediately into follow a reverse slip pivot. Now, I think where we can really have a lot of fun, if you're talking about Prism Method methodology, I think the dynamics layer is an important one where you can use to enhance your preparation step, both to the left turning figures or to the right turning figures. So in here, we must acknowledge how our two bodies are moving in space in relation to each other, and we're talking about the free space. So basically, the space that is not free is the space occupied by our better halves. Yeah. So for me, all of this space is free except the space where Liliia is, because she is occupying that space. So now, if I feel that I start moving into the space around, under, and over my partner, I can really produce a much more updated version of preparation step, and we encourage you guys to try it. It requires a lot of practice, but it's totally doable. So of course, this version for us personally is more updated, and it creates actually a lot more momentum into our first step. Our whole bodies would be more engaged, we have more momentum, and I think it's just overall more exciting to dance this
More
way.
fun, yes.
How much do we turn at the beginning?
How much? This is a great question. So how much can we turn to the left? This is a great question. So we do not intend to change the direction in our preparation step. Therefore, the alignment that we have here with our feet and with our pelvis really is going to be our borderline. So we could turn as much as our hips
It doesn't interfere.
do not turn. Yes, our pelvis do not turn. If I continue to rotate so much, like when Iaroslav overcooked it in the beginning, right? And that turns my hips and my feet, that is really now a reverse figure. It is not the preparation for the neutral. So I would just need to turn as much as it doesn't influence that alignment in my feet and in my pelvis that I'm intending to take later.
I think just to have some fun and show you guys another version, how we can get out of trouble, but here we have to be very much on the same page, of course. If you overturn the preparation step, but you are a very skillful dancer, right?
I'm actually excited for
you
this.
You meant to go to the right, but you will end up going to the left. So from the preparation step like this, you can go further to the left and then go somewhere else.
Okay,
right? So
did not expect that.
Total improvisation. I don't know what was going on in our feet, but again, the alternative to this would be that we are going to fall, right? So we are not rigid in this case. We're using all of the spaces around us, and we can go through.
Yeah.
So this is this is a basic breakdown of what you can do with preparation step. You can totally not use the preparation step. Just make sure you have enough of momentum and wind up in order to hit the first bar, the first step in the way you are planning to hit.
Remember, the preparation step is there to help you. It is not mandatory. You should understand why you're doing. Are you winding up in the rotary plane? Are you only looking forward to wind up in the sagittal plane? And which side you are turning to would be the opposite side from where you're planning to go. So use it to your advantage. Do not use it if you don't want to use it, okay? And let's have fun with it. Let's see how much range we can achieve without sacrificing the original idea of the choreography. And if you do, make it a part of your dance.
Thank you so much, guys. Please support us with like, share, comment, subscription.
Follow this channel.
Check out our YouTube membership program where we go very deep into technique and we break down many of the common routines. And we're looking forward to seeing you soon in our next videos.